On April 24th, 2025, there's this very interesting article titled HYBE teams up with Spanish language TV giant Telemundo on first of its kind competition, a reality show to form a regional Mexican group. The article was released by Music Business Worldwide, and multiple subscribers of mine have told me about this through comments and through email, so I thought this was really interesting to cover. It will be really interesting to cover this in my video. Now, before I begin, let me just say that I'd like to apologize in advance if I butcher some pronunciations in this video, okay? And then let me also say that this is a great opportunity for me to learn more about Latin American music, because I didn't know much about it until I learned that HYBE is expanding into this market. Okay, so let me read this article, and then I have, as always, prepared some visuals to go along with the content. So here we go. HYBE Latin America is teaming up with Spanish language television network Telemundo to launch PaseALaFama. I probably have butchered this pronunciation. So let me stop right here. And talk about this television network Telemundo. Okay, so as it turns out, this project, this audition program or reality show program, is a joint project composed of 3 players mainly: HYBE Latin America, Telemundo TV network, and XL Content Studio. Now, when it comes to Telemundo, they are part of NBC Universal. It's one of the largest Spanish language television networks in the United States. It's part of NBC Universal, which means it's owned by Comcast, one of the biggest media companies in the world. Headquarters located in Miami, Florida. Main audience is Hispanic and Latino communities across the United States. Why is it important for HYBE Latin America to collaborate with Telemundo? It's because it reaches about 95% of Hispanic households in the States, and it plays a huge role in shaping Latino pop culture in the United States. It's increasingly expanding into streaming platforms like Peacock. Also, Telemundo has deep reach into the Latino community in the US, has strong experience with music competition shows and reality TV, and has a direct connection to an audience that already loves Latin music and entertainment. That's why HYBE and Telemundo teaming up makes so much strategic sense for launching a show like PaseALaFama. Okay? So let's move on. PaseALaFama is described as a first-of-its-kind music competition series focused on creating the next great regional Mexican band. Now, some of the Korean articles, by the way, this article has, or this news has been covered by Spanish media as well. I mean, this one is actually released by Telemundo themselves. But also, this news was covered by Korean media as well. Some of the Korean media has titled their articles as something like HYBE is launching Mexican band. Now, that's not necessarily wrong, but it's not necessarily right either, because regional, Mexican is a genre, right? Regional Mexican music is a broad term encompassing various styles of Mexican country music and its derivatives from the southwestern United States. It's characterized by its diverse subgenres, each representing a specific region and its own unique musical sounds, right? So it has multiple key subgenres, lots of diversity. So when we say, regional Mexican band, they're looking for, or they're searching for, a music group that plays regional Mexican music. The roots of this genre are deeply tied to Mexico, and most contestants, I'm guessing, are expected to be either Mexican or Mexican American. So calling it a Mexican band is understandable for casual audiences, especially in Korea, but it's a little too simplified. because there's a technical difference, right? Mexican band focuses on nationality, a band from Mexico, no matter what style they play. But regional Mexican band or regional Mexican group, as this article calls, it focuses on genre, a band that plays traditional or modern Mexican style music, even if they were born or formed in the US. Okay, so just throwing out there, a regional Mexican band, as I understand, is defined by the style of music they play, not strictly by their nationality. But Korean music critics, are aware of not only this genre, but also how popular it is getting recently. As this specific critic named Kim Do-hun has pointed out back in December of 2023 with this screenshot, Mexican music is taking over the world. With more than 5.6 billion Spotify streams worldwide, the Mexican music genre has grown by 56% in the last year and more than doubled in popularity since 2019. So that's pretty incredible. Now, according to HYBE, while hundreds of artists audition for the show, only 55 will be selected to join a rigorous artistic camp. Very interesting. At the end of the series, the show's panel of judges will choose the members of the winning group, who will win $100,000 and a recording contract with HYBE Latin America. So let me stop here. So already, we can see that this audition program is quite different from the previous audition programs organized and launched by HYBE, right? Such as Island and Are You Next, or Dream Academy, or Dream High. Because first of all, there wasn't any cash reward. An opportunity to be able to debut under HYBE labels was a reward. But in this competition, there's an actual, cash reward, $100,000, and they will win a recording contract with HYBE Latin America. Whereas in these auditions, it was more like HYBE training these young artists from the beginning so that they can turn them into, group members, like boy group members and girl group members. So the style of this audition program is a bit different. So that was one of the observations that I made. And also, what are some benefits of holding an audition program, especially like survival show? It's because you get to build a fan base before even you debut, right? And also the quality of the contestants. According to HYBE, it says, hundreds of artists audition for the show, but only 55 will be selected to join a rigorous artistic camp. So we can expect that the contestants that we will get to see once this show airs will be quite good. I'm hoping they'll be good, right? So that's one of the benefits of holding a reality show or survival show for the audition program. All right, the reality series premieres on Sunday, June 8th. PaseALaFama will also be available on the Telemundo app and stream next day on Peacock. The show features original music created exclusively by Latin music star Edgar Barrera, winner of 21 Latin Grammys, 1 Grammy, and according to HYBE, the mind behind hits for Karol G, Maluma, Bad Bunny, and Grupo Frontera. The theme song was also written and produced by Barrera. The panel of judges includes 3 prominent figures in regional Mexican music: singer and actress Ana Barbara, Mexican-American singer-songwriter Adriel Favela, and Horacio Palencia, a songwriter with over 6.4 billion streams and 50 BMI awards. And also, so these are key people behind the program. When it comes to music and judges, Edgar Barrera, Ana Barbara, Adriel Favela, and Horacio Palencia. These are the descriptions. And this is Edgar Barrera, Ana Barbara, Adriel Favela, and Horacio Palencia. And the photo attached to this article are the 3 judges. Okay, so that was that. I think I'm gonna take time tomorrow to listen to these artists because it seems like they're quite popular and famous and well known among the listeners, Latin American music listeners. So, you're welcome to write comments about them if you know them musically. Also, the article says PaseALaFama will also feature collaborations with other popular musical stars, which will be announced soon. Okay, so that's also another difference from previous edition programs that HYBE has done before, right? Collaborations with other stars and other musicians. Okay, next part. HYBE, the Korea headquartered powerhouse behind BTS, 17, and other global stars, expanded into the Latin music market in 2023 via the acquisition of XL Music, an affiliate label of Spanish language entertainment studio XL Content. This isn't the first time the company has launched a talent competition framed around a reality TV series outside of its home market of South Korea. One of its most successful efforts so far resulted in the launch of global girl group Cat's Eye in the US last year through HYBE's partnership with Universal Music Group, UMG's Geffen Records. So here's Cat's Eye. As you might know, they're having a comeback at the end of this month with the track titled Gnarly, and with an EP to be expected in June or July. Just throwing it out there. On a recent earning call, HYBE's leadership team pointed to Cat's Eye's US success as validation of its K-pop system in Western markets. According to HYBE CEO Jason Jae-sang Lee, I didn't know that his American name or English name is Jason. Shout out to Lee Jae-sang. Cat's Eye had the best year in 2024 with their debut album Sis, with their title track Touch appearing on the Billboard Bubbling Under Hot for 2 weeks and the global song chart for 13 consecutive weeks. The group has received so much attention and affection from listeners and music critics worldwide. The success of Cat's Eye demonstrates that the K-pop system can work in the US, Lee stated. Now, that got me thinking. One of the things that HYBE repeatedly emphasized with the Dream Academy audition program was this phrase, K-pop methodology. Now, will they do the same? Will they emphasize the same thing with this audition program? Is K-pop methodology gonna be one of the most important things when it comes to Latin American group or band? We'll have to see, because after all, this is gonna be a band music, right? So I think no choreography or dancing involved. We'll have to see once again. All right, where are we? HYBE also recently teamed up with Grammy Award winner Ryan Tedder to search for and create a new boy group. The venture aims to establish a new standard for artist development by combining HYBE's K-pop training infrastructure with Tedder's expertise in hit making and artist development, according to an announcement in February. In Mexico, HYBE says that its groundbreaking reality series format will bring together aspiring musicians from all walks of life in a high-stakes journey filled with raw talent, bold reshuffles, thrilling concerts, and emotional illuminations. Ooh, okay. That sounds very familiar based on what I have watched and what was it? Dream Academy? Yeah, right here. Or the Netflix series about this audition program for Cat's Eye. PaseALaFama is produced by XL Content Studio for Telemundo under the executive production of Francisco Cisco Suarez, EVP, primetime unscripted and specials, with Macarena Moreno as executive producer for Telemundo and HYBE Latin America under the executive production of Juan Arenas and J.H. Ka. So here is a production team that I have just mentioned, and these are their faces: Cisco Suarez, Macarena Moreno from Telemundo, and Juan Arenas and Ka Jonghyun from HYBE Latin America. And these are the producers for Exile Content Studio: Marina Perez, Juan Suter, and Arturo Samson. And these are the descriptions once again. And how about executive leadership? We are proud to partner with HYBE Latin America on a multi-faceted journey to showcase the importance of music to Latin audiences throughout the U.S., said Javier Pons, Chief Content Officer and Head of Telemundo Studios. And with PaseALaFama, music fans will witness firsthand the energy, identity, and dreams of this new generation of talented musicians looking to make it in today's highly competitive music industry. So that's what Javier Pons said, who is a Chief Content Officer and Head of Telemundo Studios, oversees all original programming at Telemundo, including major projects like PaseALaFama. And this is what Isaac Lee said. PaseALaFama is a love letter to the power of music and the creative process behind building something unforgettable, added Isaac Lee, Chairman, HYBE Latin America. From the roots of our artists to the global reach of our vision, the series shows what's possible when talent and opportunity collide. So once again, Isaac Lee is chairman of HYBE Latin America, while Ka Jonghyun, or JH Ka, is the CEO of Latin America. And Isaac Lee is a former chief content officer of Univision and Televisa, and he is also, as it turns out, the CEO of Exile Content Studio, Isaac Lee. He's a major figure in Latin American media, now leading HYBE's Latin expansion. So it seems like this program, PaseALaFama, brings together Latin music legends. These people, Edgar Barrera, Ana Barbara, Adriel Favela, Horacio Palencia, veteran producers, and top executives from HYBE and Telemundo, all working to discover the next major regional Mexican group. So that's pretty exciting. Now, here's some more context about this connection between HYBE and Exile Content Studio. So they acquired Exile's music division back in 2023. This is an article written in November of 2023. HYBE acquires Latin label Exile Music to bring K-pop DNA to Latin markets. Bloomberg reported that HYBE had acquired the music division of Exile Content Studio, a Spanish-language content studio based in Los Angeles, from Candle Media. Exile Content has been producing Spanish-language films, TV shows, and music. The company was acquired by Candle Media, backed by global private equity giant Blackstone in May 2022. The specific terms and purchase price of the deal have not been disclosed. Following the acquisition, HYBE established a new entity called HYBE Latin America in Mexico. Isaac Lee, the founder of Exile Content Studio, will serve as chairman of the board for the new Mexican corporation, and Ka Jonghyun, aka JH Ka, former chief innovation officer at YG Entertainment. I've actually talked about him on February 5th in this video. HYBE Latin America launches Dosemil Music, signs Meme Del Real of Cafe Tacuba. And then, has been appointed as CEO. Ka Jonghyun is the CEO of HYBE Latin America. And then it talks about how Latin music is growing dramatically. In the US, 20% of the population speaks Spanish. And a lot of artists highlight the soaring popularity of Latin music. And at the time, HYBE Plans to discover and develop new talent within the Latin music scene. The company stated, "Our goal is to integrate proven K-pop methodology into the Latin genre over the long term." Okay, there we go. They have emphasized back then K-pop methodology. HYBE Latin America will soon introduce various projects, including a Latin global group project. At the time, and until recently, I thought it was going to be another, K-pop boy group or girl group. But one of analysts covering HYBE as a corporation and a stock has said back in, April 9th or 10th, has said that the success of Cat's Eye, HYBE global girl group, has led to higher expectations for Latin band of HYBE Latin America. So I guess they were right. Probably they had access to some information that we didn't know about. Or if you knew about it, please let me know. Because I didn't know that it was going to be a band until I saw this article today. So that's pretty exciting. What else? Oh, yeah, this article said that at the time the deal wasn't known. The price, the terms and purchase price of the deal was not disclosed. But the next year, 2024, it turns out HYBE invested about $30 million to expand in Latin music markets. In December 2023, HYBE established HYBE Latin America Earth? No, that's the wrong translation. US in Mexico, and quickly acquired two companies, the Latin music label XL Music and the media company XL Podcast. The total acquisition cost was approximately 28.6 billion Korean won, about 21 million US dollars. HYBE valued the combined net assets of the two companies at around 9.1 billion Korean won, but paid an additional 27.6 billion Korean won in goodwill, reflecting a strong confidence in the potential of the Latin music market. So, and then, yeah, HYBE has reorganized its ownership structure to accelerate growth in the Latin market. It established a new holding company called HYBE Latin America Mexico to oversee its Latin American operations, fully transferring its ownership of HYBE Latin America US to this new entity. In July 2024, HYBE launched a new label under the Mexican holding company called Docemo Music. And then Fernando Grediaga, a 20-year music industry veteran who previously worked at Universal Music Group and EMI, now leads Docemo Music, alongside his role as head of HYBE Latin America's business operations. So, and then this is what we just heard about, HYBE Latin America's newest project that we will witness. So that's pretty exciting. Once again, I didn't know much about Latin music until recently, so this will become a great opportunity for me to learn something that I didn't know about before. And then, as long as there are great musicians involved with this project, including contestants and judges, I'll be happy to enjoy this new edition program or reality show that HYBE America is about to launch in collaboration with Telemundo and XL Content Studio. So, let me know what you thought about this news, and then feel free to fill in the gaps, if any, in this video, and please feel free to correct me if I have made any mistakes, both in terms of pronunciation or information. Okay? Thank you guys. Peace and love. Bye-bye.